What if the water you drink every single day is keeping you hydrated, but still not fully supporting the blood flow, circulation, and steady energy your body needs after 60? Most people think hydration is only about quantity. Drink more water, carry a bottle, count your glasses, watch your urine color, and yes, all of that matters. But after 60, hydration becomes less about how much water you drink and more about what that water is doing once it gets inside your body. Is it helping your blood vessels relax? Is it helping oxygen move efficiently? Is it supporting the lining of your arteries? Is it helping your body hold on to the minerals and plant compounds healthy circulation depends on? Or is it just passing through? I'm Dr. Marie Clark, and today I want to show you something surprisingly simple. Plain water is essential, but for many adults over 60, plain water alone may not be the smartest way to support healthy blood flow. Your body changes with age. Blood vessels often become less flexible. Nitric oxide levels may decline, the kidneys may not balance fluids and minerals as efficiently as they once did, and your cells may become less responsive to the signals that help keep circulation smooth and strong. That means the smartest hydration strategy after 60 is not just more water, it's better water. Today, I'm counting down 5 simple, science-informed ways to upgrade your water routine so it may do more for circulation, blood vessel function, and steady energy. Number 5 is easy. Number 1 may be the most powerful water trick most seniors have never been told. And before we get into it, let me ask you something. How old are you, and what feels most different in your body right now? Is it your stamina, cold hands and feet, blood pressure, walking endurance, that afternoon brain fog? Keep that in mind as we go through this list, because the best hydration habit is often the one that matches what your body is asking for most. Let's begin with number 5. Number 5. Mineral water with fresh lemon. I know, that may sound almost too simple to be on a list like this, but don't underestimate simple. One of the most overlooked shifts after 60 is that many people become mildly undermineralized without realizing it. They may drink enough fluid, but they're not always getting enough magnesium, potassium, or supportive trace minerals throughout the day, especially if appetite has changed, medications are involved, or meals have become smaller and less varied. When that happens, water can hydrate you without necessarily helping you feel stronger. Mineral water, especially one that naturally contains magnesium and calcium, may offer a slight advantage over plain water for some older adults because it combines hydration with minerals your muscles, nerves, and blood vessels rely on. And then there's the lemon. Lemon does not magically cleanse the body, but it does something more useful than internet myths give it credit for. It improves flavor, which often helps people drink more consistently, and it adds vitamin C and plant compounds that may support vascular health over time as part of an overall healthy diet. Here's why that matters for blood flow. Your blood vessels are lined with a delicate inner layer called the endothelium. Think of it as the smooth, living surface that helps tell your arteries when to relax, when to contract, and how to respond to stress. That lining tends to become less responsive with age. Oxidative stress, inflammation, inactivity, poor sleep, and metabolic issues can all make that worse. Better hydration alone won't solve that. But dehydration can absolutely make circulation feel worse. It can leave you sluggish, headachy, lightheaded, or unusually tired. A simple routine here is this. Start the day with a glass of cold or room temperature mineral water and a squeeze of fresh lemon, not bottled lemon flavoring, real lemon. And if you want a synergy tip, pair that first glass with a short walk, even 5 to 10 minutes. Hydration plus movement is far more supportive for circulation than hydration while sitting still. Number 5 is not flashy, but it's the kind of steady habit that makes every other strategy on this list work better. Number 4, tart cherry water. Now we get a little more targeted. If you deal with stiffness, poor sleep, or that heavy, inflamed feeling that can settle into the body with age, this one may be worth your attention. Tart cherries contain natural polyphenols and compounds that have been studied for their potential role in supporting recovery, reducing exercise-related soreness, and improving sleep quality in some adults. And when sleep improves, circulation often improves with it. That connection is bigger than most people realize. When you sleep poorly, stress hormones tend to rise, blood pressure may stay more elevated, recovery gets worse, and your blood vessels spend more time under strain. Night after night, that adds up. Now imagine an older adult who drinks water all day but sleeps badly every night. Technically hydrated? Maybe. Restored? Not really. That's why tart cherry water is so interesting. It may support the body on 2 levels at once, helping calm inflammatory stress and helping support better sleep timing. And after 60, sleep becomes part of your circulation strategy, whether people talk about it that way or not. Use it simply. Mix a small amount of unsweetened tart cherry concentrate into water in the early evening, not a giant sugary glass. Not a dessert drink. A modest, diluted serving. The goal is not sweetness. The goal is support. This can be especially helpful for people who say things like, "I'm tired all day, but at night my body just won't settle." Or, "I wake up feeling like I never really recovered." That matters because blood flow is not only about what your arteries do while you're active, it's also about what your body repairs while you rest. One caution: if someone has diabetes, kidney concerns, or is carefully managing sugar intake, they should choose products without added sugar and check with their clinician before making changes. The synergy tip here is simple: have tart cherry water after dinner instead of another cup of tea or coffee. Many people undermine nighttime recovery without realizing it by stimulating an already tired body late into the evening. And if that's helpful, number 3 may be the most elegant daily upgrade on the list. Number 3, green tea water, not sugary bottled green tea. Not overbrewed bitter tea. Properly prepared green tea. Green tea contains catechins, especially AGG, that have been studied for their relationship to vascular function, oxidative stress, and overall cardiometabolic health. In plain English, green tea contains compounds that may help your blood vessels respond better. That matters after 60 because one of the biggest hidden losses of aging is flexibility, not just in the joints, in the arteries. A younger blood vessel is more responsive. It opens more easily, it adapts more quickly, it helps blood move with less resistance. Over time, that flexibility can decline, and when it does, people rarely describe it in scientific language. They say, "I don't have the same energy. My afternoon crashes are worse. My legs feel heavy. My blood pressure used to be normal." That's why I like green tea as a water upgrade rather than just another beverage. When prepared gently and used strategically, it may support circulation without requiring an extreme routine. Here is the key many people miss. Boiling water can make green tea harsher and less pleasant, and people often brew it too strong or drink it too late in the day. A better method is warm, not aggressively boiling, water with a shorter steep time. You want a tea that feels clean, light, and easy to drink. Late morning is often an ideal window. It fits that moment when energy starts to dip a little, but you don't want the heavy, jittery rebound of strong coffee. And there's another reason green tea works so well here. It gives people a sense of control. It is small. It is doable. It is affordable. It does not ask you to become a different person overnight. And that matters. People over 60 do not need more guilt. They need more leverage. The synergy tip here is to add a squeeze of lemon. Beyond flavor, citrus may help preserve some of green tea's beneficial compounds during digestion. It's a tiny change, but tiny changes are often the ones people actually stick with. Now, before I give you number 2 and number 1, stay with me, because the top 2 are where hydration shifts from healthy habit to more targeted blood flow support. Number 2, hibiscus water. This is one of the most underappreciated plant-based hydration upgrades for older adults concerned about blood pressure, vessel tension, and circulation. Hibiscus has a bright, tart flavor and a deep ruby color. But what makes it especially interesting is what may be happening beneath the surface. Compounds in hibiscus have been studied for their potential effects on blood pressure and vascular function. In some adults, regular intake has been associated with modest improvements in blood pressure as part of an overall healthy routine. That does not make it a substitute for medication, but it does make it worth paying attention to, because blood flow after 60 is often less about one dramatic medical crisis and more about daily resistance. A little more stiffness, a little more pressure, a little less flexibility, a little less ease, and over time those little things become the difference between feeling capable and feeling drained. Hibiscus may help because it appears to support the natural relaxation response of blood vessels. When vessels are more relaxed, blood may move with less force and less friction. The heart may not have to push as hard. The whole system can work more smoothly. A lot of older adults feel circulation issues first at the edges of the body. Cold fingers, cold toes. A tired, slowed down feeling in the legs. A sense that the engine is running, but not efficiently. That's why number 2 is so powerful. It speaks directly to the tone of the vascular system. Prepare it by steeping dried hibiscus in hot water and letting it cool slightly. Drink it unsweetened if possible, or with only the smallest touch of sweetness if you truly need it. And please hear this next part clearly. If you already take medication for blood pressure, or if your blood pressure sometimes runs low, do not treat hibiscus casually just because it's a tea. Natural does not mean weak, it means active, and active things deserve respect. The synergy tip here is to pair hibiscus water with a square of very dark chocolate, if your diet allows it. Dark cocoa contains flavonols that have also been studied for vascular support. Together, they create a ritual that feels enjoyable instead of medicinal. Now we've reached number 1. Number 1, beetroot water. And this is the water trick that may improve blood flow after 60 more dramatically than most people expect. If you remember only one thing from this entire script, remember this. One of the most important molecules for healthy circulation is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and widen. It helps blood move more efficiently. It helps oxygen get where it needs to go. It supports endurance, walking capacity, and overall vascular responsiveness. And one reason circulation often feels worse with age is that the body may produce less nitric oxide than it once did. That is where beetroot becomes so interesting. Beets are naturally rich in dietary nitrates. Once you consume them, your body can convert those nitrates step by step into nitric oxide. In other words, beetroot gives your circulation a raw material it can use. That does not mean everyone will feel a miracle overnight, but it does mean you are working with a mechanism that makes biological sense. And that is what separates a trendy trick from a meaningful one. When older adults say they want better energy, they often mean something more specific than that. They want to walk farther without that dragging fatigue. They want to stand up and not feel weak. They want to get through errands without feeling spent. They want their body to feel more responsive. Better blood flow will not solve every cause of fatigue, but poor blood flow can absolutely make normal life feel harder than it should. That is why beetroot water stands at number 1. It is not just hydrating, it is functionally aimed at circulation. Here's how to use it. You can juice beetroot and dilute it with water, or use a plain beetroot powder without added sugar or unnecessary fillers. Mix it into water and drink it before the most active part of your day. That might be before your morning walk, before gardening, before physical therapy, or before any routine where you want a little more stamina. Timing matters. If you take it and then sit still for hours, you may not notice much, but when it supports activity, people often understand what it's doing more clearly. This is the kind of upgrade that fits real life. It does not ask for perfection. It asks for one better choice before one important part of the day. And there's a hidden reason this works so well for older adults. When people feel even a little more physically capable, they tend to move more. When they move more, circulation improves further. And when circulation improves further, they often feel more encouraged to keep going. That's how momentum begins. The synergy tip for beetroot water is vitamin C. Pair it with orange slices, kiwi, strawberries, or even a little lemon in the water. That combination may help support nitric oxide availability. And one practical note, because I don't want anyone caught off guard, beetroot can turn urine or stool pinkish or reddish in some people. That can be alarming if you don't expect it. Often, it's simply the pigment. But if symptoms ever concern you, speak with a medical professional rather than assuming. Final takeaway. Now let's bring all of this together. If you are over 60, your body is not failing you. It is asking for more precision from you. That's different. It means the old strategy of just drink more water may no longer be enough to help you feel your best. Not because water is bad, not because hydration doesn't matter, but because your body may now benefit more from hydration that also supports blood vessels, inflammation balance, mineral status, nitric oxide production, and recovery. So here's the full list again. Number 5, mineral water with fresh lemon. Number 4, tart cherry water. Number 3, properly prepared green tea. Number 2, hibiscus water. Number 1, beetroot water. If you try to do all 5 at once, you'll probably feel overwhelmed. So don't. Pick one. Pick the one that matches your body's current struggle. If you feel depleted and flat, start with mineral water and lemon. If evenings are your weak point and sleep is poor, try tart cherry water. If you want a daily habit that gently supports vascular health, choose green tea. If blood pressure and vessel tension are concerns, speak with your clinician and consider hibiscus. If your biggest issue is circulation, stamina, and that sense that your body just doesn't deliver energy the way it used to, beetroot water is the one I would pay closest attention to, because the real secret here is not that one drink is magic. It's that small, repeated signals shape the body. Every day your blood vessels are listening to what you drink, to whether you move, to how well you sleep, to how inflamed or nourished your system is, to whether you support the body you have now instead of the one you had 30 years ago. That's the shift. And the people who age with the most resilience are often not the ones doing extreme things. They're the ones doing smart things consistently. A better glass of water, a short daily walk, a more supportive routine, a little less strain, a little more flow. That is how independence is protected. That is how energy is rebuilt. That is how aging can start to feel less like loss and more like adaptation. I'm Dr. Marie Clark, and if there's one message I want to leave you with today, it's this. After 60, hydration is not just about avoiding thirst. It's about giving your circulation better support, and sometimes the smallest change in the glass can create the biggest change in the day. Disclaimer: this script is for educational and informational purposes only, and is not medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always speak with your physician or another qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your diet, especially if you take blood pressure medication, blood thinners, diabetes medication, or if you have kidney or heart conditions.